Welcome back. Welcome into another episode from the Critics Collective. I'm Ron, the Dad Panther. I'm with Manny, the not so super fan, and we are talking the 1, 2, 3 count as we always do about this time. It is just a conversation collectively where we talk about things that happen in wrestling, might merge over to pop culture and television and films and things of that nature, but they just bring us together as wrestling fans, whether hardcore, casual, or somewhere in the middle. Now, with that being said, if you want to join the discussion, let us know in the comments. Let us know on our contact stuff, and you might want to be right here and talk with us, talk about wrestling, talk about what you're passionate about, or you might want to join the crew and just always talk wrestling. If that's something you want to do, like I said, you know how to find us. Now hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more here at the Critics Collective. We would always love to have you. We have a loaded potato of a show. I like to say loaded potato because I listen to a lot of AM wrestling or AM radio. And that's a mix of that. But I probably should switch to like a stack of pancakes, like a hot cake. We got a loaded show for you today. We got like a pancakes and waffle stack with some butter and some maple syrup. So that's what it is. I like it. It sounds better, smoother. So Mr. Showtime, we got a show for you. So we're going to talk John Cena. John Cena had a big victory. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the Hurt Business, WWE, but All Elite, Hurt Syndicate. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about All Elite Wrestling's pay-per-view that just finished, I think, at the Carolinas, Blood and Guts. We'll talk about that as that just finished briefly. And we'll also talk about AJ Styles, how AJ Styles is never going to be in a TNA ring ever again. And we're going to start the show off at the top with John Cena. Now, I don't know if you can see the image right here. A lot of people say they can't see him, but we see him. It's John Cena. He just won the Intercontinental Championship against Dom. And for this match becomes a Grand Slam champion. His name is up there with a lot of people who have won the Grand Slam and won it multiple times. The thing about the Grand Slam, they have changed some of the rules in it. We got some ladies in there too. But what do you think about John Cena winning?
So, as far as him winning, becoming a Grand Slam champion, I think it's a good way, to put him up, trying to, or put him up there as one of the greatest. And he's a Grand Slam champion. Not only he's a 17-time world champion, WWE champion, and I think he has a heavyweight championship under his name, but also now a United States champion, now Grand Slam champion, tag team champion. So the match was good. It's a good way also to put Dom over, even though Dom's already over, even though he lost. I think it's a good way to put him over. But now it's like, who is he gonna lose to? Who's gonna take the belt from Cena? I know his last his last match is this Monday on Raw. So are they gonna have him lose the match, or are they gonna have him hold it for a while?
I think it's his last match on Raw. I don't know if that's New York, but it's not his last match. I believe. I think his last match is going to be on Peacock. Is it? I thought his last match is going to be on Peacock for
his last Monday
night.
Monday night.
Okay, Raw. Got you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would give it back to Dom. I'll have Dom go up against him again, and Dom wins the Intercontinental Champion.
I think Dom should probably go on to something else, or he goes Monday. He fights Finn Balor. Finn wins it. Now you have this conflict, because you can see on Monday at the end of the show, Dom was upset, like asking for the Judgment Day, and Finn, he's been in the background, like plotting about, Dom, not really happy about Dom being, double champion. Mm-hmm. So if he wins it from Cena, you get that conflict now between Dom and Finn, and I think that would make a great feud for Dom, for one thing. Or he could lose it to Sheamus, who I don't think Sheamus ever been has he been an Intercontinental champion yet? I don't think he has.
I don't know. I can't remember.
So he could lose it to Sheamus, which I would think would be a great way to pass the belt. Someone to pass the belt to would be Sheamus. Mm-hmm. But that's been pretty much how I feel about Cena winning overall.
Well, I mean, I think it's good. I think it changes the idea of wrestlers. Wrestling is changing, obviously. And one of the things that has been changing is how a wrestler does their contracts. especially if they came from somewhere else, especially if they're a big name like Roman Reigns, the whole part-time thing, he's earned his place to do that. And you look at Cody, when Cody came in, finishing the story, like I think in my head, these superstars have to have in writing what they want to creatively be in charge of and allow to have, um, watching Mercedes Monet CEO collecting belts like Ultimo Dragon. I felt like that had to be in her contract to be like, this is what I want. And that's cool that you can do that in wrestling. I think John Cena is setting the tone and changing some stuff, because with the conversation of AJ Styles retirement and Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton and so many others that are probably going to get, Charlotte Flair, so many others are going to get to the end of their career. They're going to be able to write how this ends. So it was a good win to add to the, I want to say, the long career that John Cena has had. I thought it was shocking because I don't think a lot of us thought, respectfully, that Dom was going to lose that belt. We just were trying to piece together what story is being told, and sometimes it's just fun to be a wrestling fan and just go through with it. It does add to my disappointment of how I think Cena's run is. I think it's, to me, still time left on it, but I don't think there's enough. I'm looking at the clock with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and though you're going to get the victory, it's not the victory you were like hoping to get. And what I mean by that, I think that the John Cena retirement tour has been very impactful. No, very lackluster is what I'll say. You have some moments like the heel turn, but that was still botched because Travis Scott was there. You have the really good match with him and Cody, but then you have an even better match with him and AJ. And then you have Logan Paul, which I don't understand, what that was. It's just Austin Theories is gone, even though he beat him at a pay-per-view some time ago. It's been very underwhelming. And what I wished, and it's just too late, it's not going to happen, regardless of the blunder of The Rock and whatever happened there. I felt like he should have won. He should have lost the belt to R-Truth after the haircut, and they brought him back. It would have given R-Truth the nod to his career, like you're giving John Cena. Obviously, it's different careers, but I think it would have been nice. Then John Cena wins it back and sets another record because now he's won the belt again. And then you can keep that thing. But I really wanted John Cena, and I wish they would have done it, that John Cena would have been the reset button for the WWE. He would have been something different. We're not going to do the draft. We're going to move stuff around. We're going to do a tournament. The tournament should have been talked about from the beginning that he got here. We should have saw all these matches almost looking like March Madness. Can you imagine that? Like he says, I'm retiring. March Madness, this big ass thing. People could have gambled on this shit. I know they want that money. And you're looking at 60 something plus wrestlers from NXT to TNA to AAA, all these names on here. And every week you're seeing matches. No storyline needed. Chelsea, like Ethan, you see all these storylines that are popping up. I think it would have been nice. And I just feel like it's just, to me, I feel like it's a disappointment when it comes to his reign. Now, as far as that match, I thought Dom did a really good job of holding himself as a superstar. For him to be so young in a match with that much gravity, I thought he did a phenomenal job. And it made us remember Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero being coming on the anniversary, about 20 years since his passing. Eddie Guerrero, like I don't. It's crazy that we live in a world where we don't have Eddie Guerrero in it because of his impact and the moments that he's created in professional wrestling. Yeah,
with Eddie, again, you can't, even during Dom and Cena's match, that one part where with the chair, where Dom hit the chair, passed it to Cena, and Cena dropped it on the floor and pretend he was not there. You could hear the whole crowd yelling, like chanting Eddie Guerrero's name. So he's one of those guys that no matter what, he's always going to be remembered as one of the great when it comes to wrestlers in WWE. And it's unfortunate that we lost him, but he played a big role and a big impact when it comes to that line where you don't know if he's a heel or a face type of run. But just his character alone, he was a good comedic relief, and of course, great wrestler and great on the mic. So, where you have Dom, I don't think there'll never be anybody like Eddie ever again.
yeah, and that's okay. That's okay, and it hurts sometimes. It hurts so good. We're talking about the Hurt Syndicate or the Hurt Business, give or take where you're at in the
We
world.
heard people.
We
We
hurt
heard.
people. Yeah. So we're talking about the Hurt Business. It hurts so good. The Hurt Business is up for the conversation here today because MVP has been rumored to sign an extension with All Elite Wrestling, which is prompting the rumor that chances are Bobby Lashley and Benjamin are going to do the exact same thing. And I'm just curious, what's your take? What's your feel on these three staying with All Elite Wrestling?
So with them, I think it's a great thing for them to resign because they've been doing great as far as their run in AEW, the whole Hurt Syndicate persona. Bring of course Hurt Business, but they had to retitle it. I'm pretty sure WWE, um, patent the name. But if AEW is treating them well, why not resign?
Yeah.
And again, these some of the guys, that WWE dropped the ball on. You got Bobby Lashley. They could have had great storyline with him. And I've listened to some of MVP's interviews where he talked about what ideas he had as far as the Hurt Business. And AEW is really working, letting these guys have not only great matches, but have great stories. And where you have Shelton Benjamin, compared to those two, I would say pound for pound is probably one of the greatest wrestlers out there right now. Especially at his age, where he's doing these crazy, over the top rope moves, where you think he would stop, but he still, continues. And just imagine a match between him with like AJ Style, somebody like AJ Style, they probably put on a great match, or even Dragunov. But these guys are doing great in AEW, and I think it's great that their MVPs resigning, and I hope those two resign with them too.
I agree. It's good to see it. Again, you don't have a lot of diversity when it comes to wrestling in general. I mean, you see it more on the indie level. You don't really see it that much when you get to the main stage. And we can conversate about the handful or the percentages of people in certain main event or the limelight and stuff like that. But the results are the results. They didn't feel that they were getting the love. Don't get me wrong. Bobby Lashley won a championship for the WWE. MVP has had some really cool matches, and he had a gimmick that got over really well, and the fans love it and still go with it. And Sheldon Benjamin, just a natural talent. Um, Colored his hair blonde for the gold standard, which was a hell of a run. Should have won a championship. Making me think of Ziggler, just two people who were deserving of it. And just that's not what the WWE was or is at that time. I don't know, respectfully. And from what MVP has been saying, he's like the backstage of All Elite is so much different than the WWE. You can control things in a more organic way and work on your craft and what you're putting out. So watching the feud with him and Ricochet's click, which I can't remember what it was, Sheldon Benjamin had a really good match with Ricochet not too long ago as they've been battling through some pay-per-views. It's really good, and it's cool that they can keep their identity as far as the Hurt Business, the Hurt Syndicate, and still perform and put out stuff. So I'm glad they're back. I don't know if MVP is going to transition to being a producer or a booker or someone in the back. I hope he is, because we do need that kind of stuff in professional wrestling. And with that being said, let's talk about another thing that's All Elite. We're going to talk about All Elite had Blood and Guts. Okay. Blood and Guts was in North Carolina, Greensboro. And basically, a lot of people were talking shit. They were talking shit. They were saying these motherfuckers copied WWE again. I mentioned it on another 1, 2, 3 count. Why can't we just get the fuck out of the way and enjoy what we enjoy? Why can't we fucking do that, people? We do the
So
same shit with wrestling, with comic book characters, with sci-fi shows, whether it's Star Trek or Star Wars. Like shit, we can't like anything.
even though like, you look frustrated, Ron. Your blood pressure is good.
Blood pressure is great, baby. Mr. Showtime's blood pressure is great. I'm saying, ladies, know.
So,
No.
even though I didn't get to watch the show, I seen some highlights. And you brought up the women's first, and again comparing apples to apples. Saying the layout is the same. basically, as far as war games and bloody guts. But one thing as far as this match I watched, like these women put a phenomenal match, you know, and no matter what bias you have as a WWE fan or whatever you're a fan of, like again, I saw the highlights, some of the probably best women matches I've seen so far, and where you have Willow Nightingale, who I think is probably one of the top women wrestlers also out there right now.
Why do you think she's one of the top women wrestlers?
She's good.
Okay.
She put on great matches, and no, there's no other reason, sir.
Just check.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. Oh, and of course, Mercedes Moné, and you have Tony Storm, who again phenomenal on the mic, and I did get to see her live the last time my first AEW match, and these women are great. But I hope like this whole discord with Fang, comparing WWE AEW stop, because
it's not going to stop. It's never going to stop.
I know, but I feel right now AEW is doing a lot of things that WWE is missing the mark on, So, but overall, great match, and again, these women, kudos to these women. They put a.
It was a hell of a match. There's blood. My gosh, the amount of fucking blood in this match. Fucking, they broke a mirror. Tony ran through a fucking mirror.
And that one move Willow did in the rope, she like slingshot. I was like, come on.
This shit was wild. And Willow, I love Willow. She's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. But I have been watching Willow since she was an indie wrestler. I wish I would have had proof where I recorded it and it's on wax. But I've been watching. I remember when she had her first time on All Elite Dark. They were using the channel for YouTube. And I saw her. I'm like, she's going to be it. There was just the hair, the look. At the time was brighter pink. It was making me think Bailey the Hugger. But she's wrestled with men. She's done the happy baby face. She's done the regular down to earth girl baby face. She's done Moxie. I can go and we can go dark with it. I could be a heel. And so she's someone really to watch for. As far as All Elite in this pay-per-view, I did watch it. I did enjoy the pay-per-view. I thought it was better than the obvious Raw and SmackDown. And honestly, I thought it was better than the last 2 or 3 pay-per-views that the WWE has put together. It is a solid pay-per-view. Are there a lot of spots and shit? Yes. Is there a lot of blood with this one? Yes. But the whole idea is blood and guts. If you're not into that stuff, then don't watch it. The WWE can't take a risk like this because they're a family show. They've got stocks and trades and things of that nature. It's good for fucking wrestling. As far as the whole idea with war games, like, oh, the WWE did it first. No, Dusty Rhodes, from what I heard, Dusty motherfucking Rhodes did this shit first. And he did it with Crockett Entertainment or Production, whatever it's called. And then Cody came back and worked to get it out there. And the WWE does their own and they do their own. And other companies do stuff that's similar. Just fucking like wrestling, you sons of bitches. If you like, listen to me. Listen here, motherfucker. Get close. If you like fucking wrestling, right? And you watch it. You don't care where it is. And if it's not for you, you just turn the channel. Guess who benefits? Us, motherfucker. Because if you're watching All Elite and the numbers are crazy, then WWE has to step their fucking game up. They can't give you lazy ass disqualification matches. If you watch WWE, then All Elite's got to step their game up. Can't be a fucking spot fest. And if you're watching those two, guess what? Now TNA's got to get better, or someplace in Japan has to do some shit, or somewhere in Mexico. Like, it's good for us, the wrestlers. You know who else is good for? It's good for the actual fucking wrestlers. You know why? Because they can get these crazy ass contracts to take care of their families and their health. They can sit there and do storylines that they want to do and take a chance on stuff instead of doing some shit they have to do. You dumb motherfuckers. You're fucking it up for the rest of us. And it's not everybody. So if you're sitting there offended and you're like, oh, he called me dumb, you called yourself dumb. I said there are dumb motherfuckers out there. All right. Mr. Showtime loves everybody. But if you're dumb, you're dumb. Now, with that being said, for that match, it was a hell of a match. CEO and the crew, they win that match. And the champion and her crew, they didn't get that win. That's just, it is what it is, baby. Another thing in the match, you had Adam Hangman Page. He went against Hobbs, and Hobbs took that L. It wasn't a squash match, but I appreciate the fact that it was a fast match. Nobody was here for it. It added to the story. You had some shit that popped off with Ric Flair, and you had Don out there with his family doing shit. You had Steamboat. There's just a bunch of stuff that happened also. And then you had Death Riders with Moxie and the crew. Cesaro was out there killing it. And then you had him going against Darby and his crew. And Darby went ahead and took the win. They put this motherfucker through fire. This shit was wild. It was a wild fucking match.
I know. I saw that.
Darby just gets thrown the fuck around. He doesn't give a fuck. He climbs mountains and he'll jump from that bitch down. And I just hope he's got a hell of a healthcare program. He's got money stashed for some retirement shit later on. I don't know. Respectfully, I just hope that's what it is. And we're gonna end the show on a sad note. Sad note is they're saying, and that day, this is coming from the mouth on a podcast show, whatever, that AJ Styles will never ever wrestle in a TNA match. And it some of us are upset. We're saddened by it. And the reason why is because AJ Styles has already said, and I've said before, and it's crazy I'm saying it, I feel like, and I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan, that AJ Styles is a better wrestler, complete, full career, than the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. But with that being said, and check out our episode on our TNA Mount Rushmore, which we've done, and we also did a WCW Mount Rushmore. So you can go ahead and add who you would have, and we'll do a WWE one. You could put that, do what you got to do. But anyways, AJ Styles basically said, hey, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more here at the Critics Collective. We love to have you. You want to join the show? Go ahead, hit us up. AJ Styles said that he won't be in a WWE/TNA like retirement thing. With John Cena leaving the way he is, everyone's wondering, hey, could he do that? Could he, AJ Styles, go to TNA one last time and knock out a crazy storyline, win gold again? And he's saying, honestly, he doesn't believe that's going to happen because the deal with TNA, which now that he said it, it makes sense because I didn't really break down the deal. The deal is with NXT and TNA. It's not with main talent from SmackDown or Raw, or anybody who comes over as a main talent for SmackDown and Raw. That's why you're seeing the collab back and forth. With that being said, it makes sense that you don't want your big guy to go over that way. And it's like I said, I've said in previous episodes, it's about All Elite and a WWE and how that matchup is causing WWE TKO to basically buy other homes in the neighborhood so that wherever you rent or buy is a product of the WWE. With that being said, us not getting AJ back in that ring, does that change anything? Is that something that has to be done if he's going to say goodbye?
I think it has to be done. It's the house that AJ built. And I'm pretty sure if the fan, like the man didn't know, which I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are going to be asking for it, they're going to make it happen some way, somehow. Because you can't have him do his last run without him at least showing up in TNA, have one bout with somebody at TNA. You know, it not only makes sense, it's the right thing to do. I know the contract is with TNA and NXT, but where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm pretty sure WWE can find a way. Not only it will help with viewers for both, but it'll just bring another crowd to WWE in a way. So I'm pretty sure creative, hopefully Triple H will find a way, but you never know. The way Triple H, well, I don't even know if it's Triple H anymore. The way they've been booking at WWE, you never know what might happen. So, but
respectfully, if I was AJ, I would say I'm retiring. I would do it right after John Cena. You got Chris Jericho talk about. Somebody's got a schedule. This is like a brunch. You signing up for brunch, stack of pancakes and waffles are going to cost you $47, and the line is long as F, and you're just trying to get on the list. And now what John Cena has done, he's created a different type of retirement that only Ric Flair and the Dudleys could have wished they would have done. And Matt and Jeff Hardy, I think, get on the list and tell the WWE this is it, and do a banger of matches and stories, whatever gold you need to win. And then your contract's over. And double check it and look at it 3 or 4 times. I'm talking to you, person who left the WWE to go to All Elite. They went to All Elite to go back to the WWE. They went back to the WWE, from the WWE back to All Elite for an episode, but then disappeared because you didn't check the contract.
I think I've seen him in Mexico.
We're talking about Andrade.
Yeah.
Damn it. He showed up for an hour. Then he left, and people were like,
And
he's
I
still
was
on
there
Don's
too. I was
family.
live. I saw
Yes,
him
you
live.
see it live. He joins Don Callis' family, and then the motherfucker disappears, and people are like, what's going on? Because Don Callis shows up on some other shit. They're like, what the fuck happened? And what happened was he didn't have the traditional 60, 90-day no compete clause go anywhere else. His shit was, I think, a year. His ass was Charlotte flared, basically. So this motherfucker lost out multiple times. So when he come back, I think he buried himself. His legal team has buried him. So to whatever to that. But I think do the WWE. Don't tell him anything, and they know, And then once he leaves, you let it breathe for a little bit. And if you're healthy, sign a 1-year deal with TNA and do it where there's no hold bars and you're doing whatever you want on your grounds. They'll open the door for you, and you can still probably cross over to some other stuff while you're doing it. Versus, I feel like if you do the WWE, they're just going to focus on how can we look good, and that doesn't make TNA look good. You're not going to showcase AJ on TNA the right way. That's just not it. So I don't know. That's my take from it. I think we still get it down the road. He may not feel that way, but I think Tony Khan and TKO have done deals and opened the door, like Triple H has said, anybody can come back home. And I'm sure they would love to do the same thing because it's a great PR move for them, for a company that they're probably going to try to buy, or at least they're collaborating with. So, like I said, it was a good time as always. It was not a loaded potato. It was a stack of pancakes and wild some butter and some maple syrup on the top, but it was a hell of a show. It was too sweet. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And we want you to enjoy your time. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more here at the 1, 2, 3 count at the Critics Collective. We would love to have you. And you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me and Manny. And we appreciate that. Until next time.
Said I'ma get into it first. Until they put me in the dirt. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it.